Wouldn't it be nice if we could just change with a snap of a finger? Well, according to her, you can stop your most destructive, self-sabotaging habits in just one hypnosis session. She's a celebrity therapist who has worked with CEOs, Olympic athletes, royalty, and Oscar-winning actors, and they pay her tens of thousands of dollars to sit down with her. But I'm gonna get it
for free!
But I had to document the whole thing, and it was way more intense than I thought. Does it actually work? We'll see. This is the fourth video in our 90-day goal series, and we're gonna ask her how to rapidly change the behaviors and thoughts that may have been controlling us for years. Meet Marisa Peer. This is where she lives. I think we'll just walk in. It's not Texas, right? I mean, we're not gonna get...
You ready? It's gonna be okay.
What am I signing up for here?
Tears, deep vulnerability, emotional exposure at the highest level from someone who's been doing it for 35 years. She's not human, I would say. She got cancer twice, had a surgery, and they were like, oh, it might spread everywhere, and she just said no, and she's fine. So when you do go do the session, you gotta be really open, you gotta be really honest, because this is not something that money can buy. Invite only for people that are changing the world, transforming the world.
And people that are super handsome.
Extremely.
Nice to meet
So
you.
it's lovely to meet you too. How are you?
I'm a little bit nervous, I gotta admit.
Excited.
Excited.
Reframe that. A lot of people think therapy should be long. I believe therapy should be very fast and not complicated at all. So I have something called rapid transformational therapy. Most of the issues we have, in fact almost all of them, we're not born with. So I've gone on the premise that you must have acquired it somewhere. So all we have to do is find out where it happened and then remove it. What interests you?
I would like to be more decisive. Let's see, I think in relationships, I get uneasy when people do favors for me.
I want you to say, I feel uneasy when people do favors for me because
it makes me feel guilty and like I owe them something.
Right. And saying, I don't like to feel I owe people anything because
I might let them down.
So it's not about owing, it's about failing to be good enough. See how the problem is never the problem. What was it like at home? Tell me about home. So you had mum and dad at home?
Oh no, we're getting into it. I just wanted to ask some questions and now I'm in the spotlight.
What's your relationship like?
Good.
You paused before you said that.
Yeah.
Does that mean it wasn't good before and it's good now?
Yeah.
What was it like before? Tell me about that.
Yeah.
That causes you a lot of pain, doesn't it?
Awkward. So at this point, we went really deep into some personal stuff that I won't share publicly out of respect for the people that it involves. But like most people, I had a few turbulent years growing up, and as a little poopy pants person, little kid, I felt responsible for the well-being of the people that I cared about most.
When I think about I feel so sad because
I want to be happy.
And why is he not happy? Do you feel you let down? Because isn't that your fear now of letting people down? You feel you let down. That was painful. And so you don't want to let anyone else down because you're going to have to feel that pain again.
To make this relevant for you, I want to invite you to think about this. Based on your upbringing, what is a program that you started running as a child that may still be affecting you to this day?
So you've been let down and you've got a fear of letting other people down. How does that affect your life?
I have very high standards for the work that I do.
Tell me why you chose that line of business, helping. It sounds really amazing, helping other people. What drove you to want to do that?
It's what really lights me up. I love doing it. It looks good on paper, I want to help people. But if it's coming from people pleasing or even a savior complex, it can be very harmful to yourself and other people. Because if you're always trying to help others, you can sometimes treat them like there's something wrong with them.
What are your goals? So you love helping other people to achieve their goals, which is a great thing, but tell me what your goals are. What are your goals?
So once you become aware of a program that's holding you back, how do you change it? And in her case, with just one session.
Would you like to do a session?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Why don't you go over there and be very
You
talented?
go over there.
Right?
You've got to stay in that corner, you can't move.
That's it.
Man, I just wanted to interview her and now she's making me cry and stuff. Like, what was I waiting me?
It's everything you were thinking and feeling there, but with no filter. Essentially, hypnosis is just a deep state of mindfulness. There will be no delay with his words. He's just expressing actually what he feels.
All right, how long is this gonna take?
Leon, focus on your future.
That's what I was
Remember your path. You'll be in hypnosis for probably 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Don't force anything. Just allow whatever to come.
come up.
Yeah.
Because like your mind knows what to do and where to go.
Well, I think we are going to have a look at this inability to receive. I think that's a very important thing to let go of. Because imagine, you know, when you have your great business, what if somebody wants to give you an award? What will happen then?
I would probably take it, but I would say, who else would have deserved that as well?
What if somebody wants to invest in you and give you a lot of money? What would happen then?
I'll be like, okay,
Yeah.
what's the catch?
Can you see how this is blocking you massively, that you can give but not receive?
Yeah.
Just a giver is no more sustainable than someone who just takes and doesn't give. But where's the balance in your life if you can give and not receive? So look at my finger and thumb, that's all you have to do. And just roll your eyes up, keep your eyeballs up. I'm going to take my fingers away, but just keep your eyeballs rolled up. And every time you breathe out, deep, powerful hypnosis is coming upon you. And again, breathe in. The more you blink, the deeper and faster you're going into powerful, profound, healing hypnosis. Close your eyelids right down, all the way down. Forget all about your eyes. I want you to stretch your arms out like so. Just picture two magnets right there. On the count of 1, you can feel the pull, the force, the current of those powerful magnets pulling your arms together. So you can see straight away that you are really good at accepting a suggestion. On the count of 5, you are becoming younger. You go back to a vivid, vital, crucial, powerful, deeply significant scene that is all to do with how you got this belief. So it's a 3-step process, all done in the same session. First step, you're very much like a detective. You're investigating what happened, when did it happen, how did that leave you with anorexia, bulimia, panic attacks. It's locating that, shoving it right into your mind. Just be there as I tap your head. It's rather like you switched on your computer. Leon, where you are now, is it daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Are you inside or outside?
Inside.
Are you on your own or is anybody with you?
I'm on the phone, I'm on my own.
How old are you about?
7.
And I want you to describe what it is. What are you doing, seeing, feeling as I tap your head? You can see. Just imagine you can remember some scenes in your past. Dad leaving home, being bullied at school, not getting into the right grade. Put those scenes in your left hand and in your right hand foot. Here I am today. Here I am today. I'm always late. Can't stop eating cake. I seem to reject love. And imagine it's like typing into Google, hey Google, how did those 3 scenes cause me to be like this? And you'll find the answer will come up straight away. When you've got that information, the next step is sort of negotiate it out. To go back to each and go, well, that is not me because. And you must justify why that isn't you. I'm not that kid who wore hand-me-downs. I'm not that kid who had a horrible lunchbox. I'm not that kid who didn't have a dad. What does that feel like for that 7-year-old kid?
When I receive things, I think there's a catch. And so I only want to receive when I've over-delivered to the point where it's unreasonable to not receive something back.
How's that working out for you, having to over-deliver? Sounds exhausting to me.
It's exhausting.
And then the final step is to make a recording where it says quite the opposite. You like eating, or you're really cool around people, you have confidence, whatever it is the client needs to hear. I'm going to let someone give my business an award. I'm going to let someone invest in me and go, thank you, because I'm going to learn to receive.
So you may be wondering, how did it feel? Like, what was it like? I remember feeling this physical sensation in my forehead when she tapped on it. It was almost like these magnets were pulling in the visuals that she was demanding from my brain. Like this sensation or energy was channeled in my forehead. I didn't feel out of control. I was still conscious, like you're about to fall asleep, but without a filter. So whatever she asked me, the answers just popped up and I just let them come out without questioning them. It was almost like she was a translator between my conscious mind and my subconscious mind. Because I would know these things logically, but my subconscious wouldn't understand it.
And about between emotion and logic, logic doesn't stand a chance. Emotion will always win. So you got to understand that you can't use logic. You have clients who can't get over their behaviors even when they really, really, really want to. I'll give you an example. I worked with someone who went into rehab 6 times. And on the 6th time he came out, went to the pub, got drunk, got run over by a bus because he couldn't stop drinking. He'd been into rehab, everyone had paid, his company paid, his parents paid, his wife paid, can't stop. And when he went back, he remembered something that was very important to him. He never saw his dad. When he was 70, the dad turned up, took him to the pub, and they began a drinking father and son relationship. And he formed this belief, which is, oh, my dad loves me because we drink together. And then the father died, and he went back to having no dad. And in his head, alcohol was the thing that connected him to his father. Just open your eyes, take a deep breath. Just come back into the room feeling awesome, feeling liberated, feeling free. The mind loves what is familiar. You know, why do we still eat ice cream when we're having a bad day? Why do we still want cookies rather than a bit of sushi when we're stressed? Because it worked when we were a kid. And so we are hardwired to stay with what's familiar while deeply avoiding what isn't. 70% of lottery winners are bankrupt in 3 years. That's an amazing statistic because you reject anything if it's unfamiliar. But if the mind likes what's familiar, you just got to learn to make good stuff familiar, then it will like it. How do you feel now?
I feel good. I feel liberated, like something came off. How do you make the new thing familiar?
First of all, look at your language patterns. This is what I want, this is what I need. And you start saying it. I'm taking sugar out of my coffee, so familiar, and I'm just doing it rather than, oh God, it tastes disgusting without the sugar. I'm choosing to do this and I'm choosing to like it. I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
And very brave.
Thank you.
See? You received it.
I did it.
You have to make the choice. I'm choosing. It's like I'm choosing to do the plank every day. I don't like it. I'm going to go no, but my body loves it. You've got to say I'm choosing it and I'm choosing to love it, because when you say that sentence, that I'm choosing to do this and I'm choosing to love it, all resistance goes. When you go, oh, I want the donut, not the orange, but I've got to do this, the mind creates resistance because it knows you don't want it.
So, did it work? Did this one session change this old program? There are so many times where I learned something new thinking this is going to change things forever. I'm never going to go back. And then with time, I would just forget about it and be back where I was. What Skip told me was that supposedly what they've seen with other clients is that the hypnosis session creates small shifts initially that over time compound and weeks or months later create massive changes. So part of a 3-step process is a 10-minute recording that she gave me to practice the new beliefs, and she asked me to listen to them for the next 21 days. And I was curious to see how much more would change by the end of that. So this is what Arnold used to train. You may have touched this right here. I'm gonna touch it real quick. Heading back to Austin now because we're throwing a party, which we call the unconscious party. Where the idea is you bring your favorite self-improvement book and you go the exact opposite. I went with Joe Dispenza's famous Breaking the Habit of Peeing Yourself. You want to see the trick? There's no trick. We also had David Goggins' Can Definitely Hurt Me, How to Die, James Clear's Toxic Habits.
$1 flee from me easily. I've got Armada from Ernest Klein. It's about how the government uses video games to train us how to fight aliens for the inevitable alien invasion.
Party yesterday was great. I feel like I have a lot to think about and process still.
Unshakably unstoppable, because you're free from the beliefs that you thought as a...
Because I feel like a lot of things are shifting now. I remember yesterday when people were giving me compliments for the costume, or even they were just giving me compliments in general or doing me favors, I reacted with just appreciation rather than just downplaying the compliment. In the evenings, when your brainwaves are slowing down, that's when your mind is more suggestible, when you're more tired. So, gonna listen to the recording before going to bed. I feel like there are a bunch of subconscious beliefs that I've held that have now been disproven, and therefore a bunch of adjacent beliefs also change. If this isn't true anymore, then that is also not true anymore, which also affects these two beliefs, and it's like my brain is reorganizing itself. I'm hoping this will all make sense eventually, because I'm confused. In many ways.
Alright, it has now been 21 days. A lot has happened. I feel like this session cracked me open a little bit. And with time it came to a big realization that made my head explode a little bit. Just a little, like a micro nuke in my... There's something that Skip shared with me after my hypnosis session that at the time I thought was just stupid.
Do you feel like you deserve a 10 out of 10 in every way?
Yeah, I need to earn it.
You need to earn it.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe of what you're really working towards is to help everyone feel like they don't need to earn it, that they already deserve all of the things that they want.
Of course you have to earn something to deserve it, right? Otherwise you're just entitled. is what I thought. Until about recently, when I saw the docuseries about Richard Branson, and it changed my mind a little bit. Here's why. How was he able to buy a private island at age 28? Technically, he didn't deserve it. He was only 6 years into his Virgin Records company, clearly didn't have the money, but still he inquired to purchase this island. Maybe because he felt like he deserved it. And when they quoted him a heavily discounted price of $6 million, he offered the highest amount he could afford, $100,000. Talk about feeling like you deserve something. Obviously, he got rejected, but a year later, the owner was desperate to sell, and Branson got it for $180,000 instead of $6 million. If Richard Branson hadn't felt like he deserved that island and believed he had to earn his way there, could he have done that? Maybe a decade later, and he would have paid millions for it. And it made me wonder, what islands have you missed out on? What business opportunities? Intimate relationships? Looking at your goals that you set until the end of the year, maybe consider feeling like you deserve them already, even if you haven't earned it yet. Because it may open more doors for you, and even make completely new doors appear that weren't even in your conceivable reality before, like buying a private island. I think hypnosis is not an instant fix, like anything, of course, but I think one or few sessions can help rip out some bad roots and plant a seed that can result in some big changes. I also feel like I deserve more newsletter subscribers, so check it out. We send out valuable nuggets every week, no fluff. Thanks for watching, see you in the next one.